That's terrible. Oh, your pipes are backed up. What that must be like to be wanting.
I'm Russ Milheim from the Direct. Thank you so much for talking to me today about the movie.
No problem.
Yeah. Uh, I really enjoyed it. I have seen the film. One of the first things I wanted to ask is the topic of being an outcast is a common theme
Mhm.
in the film. How would you say that that relates to Daniel, someone that it doesn't seem immediately relevant to?
That's interesting. He does feel to me like somebody who solicits whatever the mainest of mainstream. And so he would absolutely think of himself as someone that's in the know and amongst friends. But I think a lot of that position is really achieved for him by how aggressively he degrades everyone else in literally everything he says or does.
We don't ever really get to, Daniel runs Camp Barak. We don't ever
Mhm.
really get to see that camp on screen, only just when they come visit. How do you imagine
Cameras
that
couldn't
that's
capture
different?
it.
Like, what does it look like?
Majestic. It is well adorned. There's stone embankments all over the place, tall poles, flags, all the good flags, grass fields as far as you can see. An athletic center that was privately funded and state of the art. Like you don't have a lot of summer camp athletic centers with a jumbotron, but we needed it because the stands get that filled. You understand? Pools are Olympic sized. I'll tell you what, the plumbing works.
Poor Mara's running this, rundown camp, and then you're like, "Here's the jumbotron. We got everything." Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Sewage problems.
that's terrible. Oh, your pipes are backed up. What that must be like to be wanting.
Community, is very important in the film as well, and it's something that that Daniel seems to want to partake in it, but also is a little scared of because his feud with Camp David also seems a little like a tad hostile. So
Yeah.
what is his place in that dynamic in community and what that means for this movie?
I think he's one of those people who doesn't really feel human emotion. You know what I mean? Like, I've known people that are obsessed with money and station, and they genuinely don't seem to be able to relate to those instincts of wanting to love or being able to like give or receive love, right? It's only validated through these other exchanges. And I've just sort of had to accept that there's people on both sides of that, and that's their truth, regardless of how vigorously I disagree. And so I put Daniel in the former camp. He is just contained with thoughts about making more money and then displaying how much money he's made. Like he wants to be the guy who owns one of five gold bars that exist on the planet. And then he wants to spend all his time in the room with the other guys that own those bars, trying to convince them that their bar is not as good as his.
The idea of a rich man throwing tantrums and looking for fights feels all too relevant in today's world. What do you feel
Yeah.
about that assessment?
That feels accurate, right? We're living in a generation where we'll probably witness the first individual trillionaire. And that's heretofore unthinkable, right? So within that's going to come an entirely different paradigm than we've ever considered globally. Um, we're already witnessing how um, effectively money can alter the global landscape um, for better or for worse. So yeah, I would be optimistic. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, like I'll root for the youth. Right? I still put the power with the people. People are so much more powerful, no matter how authoritarian fascists try to quell the very concept of public protest.
Another element of this movie is obviously how it handles, expresses, and explores Judaism. In your mind, how would you say that this movie does all of that in a unique and in engaging ways?
Uh, Gosh, I hadn't really thought about that. I definitely think that it demonstrates a accurately diverse landscape of people that are Jewish. Um, and uh, I don't know, a lot of propaganda is just so heavy-handed that it's offensive, right? And the actual historical tenets or rituals of Judaism are not. So just showing things in the matter-of-fact way that they exist, I think, is a triumph in itself, right? So letting things not feel like this is the moment where we're showing you the sacred rituals. They're just like, yeah, this is how it happens, guys. We're gonna light these candles, we're gonna say this stuff, and then everyone's gonna eat and drink. That's it. This is what it serves. It serves to bring us together and to take a moment to think about what's happening before it happens.
Mhm.
Um, so I think the film does a really good job of displaying that in ways that I don't think are going to be off-putting. Instead, they're just sort of matter-of-fact acknowledgement of this is the reality for these people.
As someone who I haven't really had a classical summer camp experience, and so
Oh,
seeing all these movies and their depictions of it, that's kind of where I get my understanding of what these things are like. Have you had
mhm.
personal summer camp experiences that you were able to utilize?
Sure. Well, that's what one of the things that got me interested in the movie in the first place was I felt like it accurately depicted the opportunity for an experience there. And I went to summer camp for a very long time. I started when I was a little kid, 7 or 8 years old, and stayed until I was 14 or 15. And it was so formative for me and such a huge opportunity for me to um, find myself and define myself outside of the good old public school that I went to in Philadelphia. Um, and so I'm grateful for that. I really love that I was able to explore myself in a safe space and figure out who I want to get some information along the way, get some helpful lessons or some um, hiking and camping experience. But just the being away from your parents for 30 days at a time, it creates a sense of autonomy that's invaluable for me at least,
Did
you
you
know.
did you get a chance to I was being told all about the bear warnings that they would have. Did you run into any of those when you were on set? Like they were like, "Oh,
Did you
bears
see
are
a
coming."
bear? I don't remember. I can't remember if I saw a bear. I've seen a lot of bears.
Well, they were
I
saying like
made a
it's like,
movie with a
like
bear
lightning delays. Like they'll have bear delays. We're like, "Oh, here the bear alarms are going off. We all have to go inside."
just in case the
Yeah,
bears are roaming
which
around.
is
Well,
crazy.
the bear, it's no joke, right? The bears mean
Yeah,
business. They're coming for your food or or for your body. They're not going to attack you unless you like provoke them is the thing.
it's true. It's true. Last question for you. With your character, what do you feel like you added with your performance and kind of on the day that wasn't originally in the script or on the paper?
Well, when you actually get to do a scene with other actors and you're on the set, it all takes a slightly different shape. And what you get to do is figure it out together. So like Rachel, the director, she'd have opinions. We'd go through a take and we're like, what about this? That's what we added. We all added all of that stuff. The thing you get to see from my performance on the day is my face, my body, like how I'm moving, how I'm invading their space, like peacocking everywhere. Like you get to be the thing, you know.
Now, I want to take a moment and throw an off-topic question your way. I have to ask about Marvel. We last saw Howard the Duck doing crazy things in What If. Have there been any discussions to see you come back and voice the live action version of Howard? We got to see him properly.
Oh, that's fine. No, nothing of any substance.
Well, fingers crossed. I want to see this very. We see him like teased here and there, and I was like, oh, let's see him actually do something on screen.
Oh, I love it. I do love it. It's one of my greatest privileges. You don't even know, man, how much this character means to me. And to get to have done it in all the ways that I have, it's awesome. I love it.
Did you know that? Did you see the whole Avengers, the chairs, the cast reveal, or the cast reveal? Can you
Yeah, of
imagine
course.
if your name came up with as Howard the Duck and like what people would do?
I'm pretty sure I would have heard earlier
Yeah.
if that was gonna happen. Nobody gave me a tip sheet or teed me up with talking points. So No, I wouldn't. I'm not. I have zero confidence that that's ever gonna happen.
You just can't say that Howard the Duck is the secret weapon against Doctor Doom, and we all know it though. So
Oh, that's funny. But you're talking about all different timelines.
yeah,
Howard does have some exclusive qualities, and they haven't really discussed all timeline Howard the Ducks.
yeah.
Except to say that the '80s film and the 2000s interpretation coexist.